The claim of a connection between Jehovah's Witnesses and Freemasonry often surfaces in theological and historical discussions. At first glance, the two organizations seem worlds apart. Jehovah's Witnesses, a well-known Christian denomination focused on door-to-door evangelism and adherence to biblical principles as they interpret them. Freemasonry, a centuries-old fraternal order structured around lodges and allegorical rituals requiring belief in a supreme being without prescribing a specific religion. This essay will examine primary documents, historical artifacts, symbolic overlaps, presenting the information in a clear, evidence-based narrative. The focus remains on dated publications, public records, and physical monuments to explain context and how advocates interpret them. Researchers point to three pillars: personal associations, shared symbols, and thematic similarities. To understand the claims of a link, one must first appreciate the cultural environment of late 19th century America. A fervent melting pot where new religious movements, esoteric philosophies, and fraternal societies flourished alongside Freemasonry. After the Civil War, Masonic symbols were visible in architecture, art, and common parlance. Charles Taze Russell, 1852-1916, began his ministry in this milieu. He questioned doctrines like hellfire and the Trinity, seeking primitive Christianity. His writings reflect familiarity with ideas popular in esoteric circles of his day. Advocates note Russell lived in Allegheny, Pennsylvania, a city with significant Masonic presence and symbolism. They argue not secret adoption, but that Masonic and esoteric currents shaped his language and visual presentation. Such symbols were pervasive, often adopted without formal affiliation as part of the era's symbolic vocabulary. This distinction between direct influence and cultural osmosis frames interpretation of the evidence that follows. With this backdrop, we proceed to specific, verifiable artifacts and symbols. Perhaps the most cited piece of evidence is the pyramid monument near Charles Taze Russell's grave. Russell died in 1916 and was buried in Rosemont United Cemetery, Pittsburgh. Shortly after, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society erected a memorial in accord with his wishes. The monument is a roughly 7-foot pyramid modeled after the Great Pyramid of Giza. It features the cross and crown emblem, the Watchtower name, and engraved names. This physical artifact continues to draw attention. Proponents argue the pyramid form resonates with Masonic and esoteric symbolism. In some rites, pyramid imagery can signify eternity and the quest for light and knowledge. The cross and crown emblem, set within a wreath, appears on the pyramid's 4 upper faces. Together, these symbols mirror combinations common in fraternal orders like the Knights Templar. Though later Watchtower publications rejected pyramidology as spiritistic divination, the monument remains as a permanent historical record. Section 4. The Winged Sun Disk, an ancient symbol in modern publications. Beginning in 1911, Russell's multi-volume studies in the scriptures bore a prominent winged solar disk on their covers. Originating in Egypt and Mesopotamia, the winged disk represents divinity, royalty, and power. Its appearance on primary Bible student texts is easily verified in preserved editions. Researchers note the winged disk is significant within Masonic and other esoteric traditions. In Masonic usage, it can denote the great architect of the universe and spiritual enlightenment. Its presence on Russell's key works is interpreted as a deliberate, recognizable symbol to the esoterically informed. The Watchtower of January 1, 1912 in the new cover for The Dawn links the emblem to Malachi 4:2, the Son of Righteousness with healing in his wings. Critics argue the biblical rationale does not erase the emblem's esoteric and Masonic associations. Factually, the Watchtower chose a symbol with deep roots in ancient pagan religion and Western occultism. Advocates see this as comfort with a symbolic language shared by groups including Freemasons. Section 5. The Cross and Crown, tracing a shared emblem. This symbol, a crown resting over a Christian cross, was used extensively by Russell and the early Bible students. It appeared as a lapel pin, featured on the watchtower from 1891 to 1931, and carved into the Pyramid Memorial. Researchers stress this same emblem is central to the Masonic Knights Templar, often encircled by the motto "In hoc signo vinces." The visual identity is strikingly similar, interpreted as more than coincidence. Advocates cite Russell's 1913 discourse, The Temple of God, as echoing Masonic temple-building themes. From 1928, witnesses taught the upright stake, and by the 1930s removed the emblem from publications. While once a common Christian motif, proponents emphasize its specific primary association with the Knights Templar in Freemasonry as significant evidence. In summary, the case rests on verifiable artifacts and publications: the Pyramid Memorial at Russell's gravesite, the winged sun disk on Studies in the Scriptures, the cross and crown identical to that used by the Masonic Knights Templar. These are documented facts rooted in period sources. Context: 19th century America saturated with fraternal and esoteric motifs. The strongest evidence lies in direct visual overlap. Watchtower offered biblical justifications. Advocates focus on the emblem's established esoteric meanings. There is, to date, no primary source proving Russell's Masonic membership. The argument is circumstantial and symbolic. Connections show correlation, not documented affiliation. What remains unproven is the reason for the overlap. Without further documents, conclusions rest on historical interpretation.